I'm Don Harper, and I've been representing you on City Council since 2020. This November, Measure K will be on your ballot. It's 1,080 words that frankly is intended to confuse you. This video has citizens from all different political preferences, and they don't always agree with each other on issues, but they agree on one thing. They want to maintain your right to vote on high-density projects in Costa Mesa.
For those of you who've lived here for a while, you might recall that in 2016, the voters overwhelmingly approved Measure Y. It gave you, the voters, the right to decide the fate of major changes in our land use plans. Therefore, if there's going to be a high-rise in your neighborhood, you get to vote. If there's going to be an industrial park in your neighborhood, you get to vote. Well, what Measure K does is it exempts most commercial and industrial land in the city from that requirement. That's pure and simple. It does nothing, it requires nothing about revitalization, it requires nothing about protection. Basically, they may as well have called it the measure to revitalize unicorns and protect jelly beans, and it would have had as much to do with what Measure K will actually do as the title they have chosen.
Measure K is a bad measure for the city of Costa Mesa. The reality is when they passed the measure for the ballot, City Council, 6 of the members of City Council spent almost all of their time talking about the need to meet the state's requirement for affordable housing and housing, that we're in a housing crisis and that this measure would go a long way to fixing that problem. Unfortunately, there's absolutely nothing in this measure at all that requires any housing. Housing for seniors, housing for vets, housing for working people, any kind of affordable housing, period. Think about it. Think about the impacts that are going to happen to your neighborhood. Think about the impacts going to happen to the whole city and whether this will continue to remain the city we know and love.
I'm Mary Spinoni. I'm a longtime resident of District 6 in Costa Mesa. Well, I can tell you, K has made me outraged. K is about trust and it's about money. It's going to be billions of dollars in construction. These are the construction unions. That's why you're seeing all of the donations coming to the mayor in large amounts from the unions, from builders, from developers. We're a city of 112,000 people in a county of 3.2 million, yet our mayor needs a $100,000 war chest. Ask yourself why. Why does a city of this size? It's because there's more money coming to pass and more profit to be made and more power to be grabbed than anybody can even think about.
The city says this is necessary to satisfy the requirements of the state, but other cities have growth control measures and they're not repealing them. Vote no on Measure K.
This whole process feels rushed, it lacks transparency, and no one will argue that there needs to be revitalization in Costa Mesa. There are parts of Newport Boulevard, there are parts of Harbor Boulevard and other parts of the city that where we need revitalization, but we've got to have proper planning. We need to properly plan to grow the city and then put the legislation in place. I'm urging you, as Costa Mesa residents, vote no on Measure K.
The problem with Measure K is very simple. We have a party in control of the city council, and it reminds me of Sacramento. They can do whatever they want. There's something wrong here. The process is wrong. The ideas are wrong. You need to take a hard look at Measure K. We need to look for balance in land planning here at Costa Mesa.
What I like about the No on K campaign is it brings together people who really believe in good government and are ashamed that this city council and planning commission and the narrow special interests that support them have decided to go around the will of the voters and have a cotton candy name for a measure that clearly is anti-democratic. No on K.
I have not seen this community more mobilized against a measure and against an action by City Council since the charter. And it's brought together people from the left, people from the right, people who have never been involved in politics ever in their lives out to fight against this thing and fight for better government in our city.
We love Costa Mesa because it is the city of its people. So City Council members, instead of bending over and backwards to Sacramento, do the right thing for our residents.
This whole thing is one big ball of deception. Misleading ballot title, misleading ballot description, lying about the numbers, lying about what's required under state law. But the biggest lie of all is that you, the people of Costa Mesa, are not capable of voting to protect your neighborhoods. You're not capable of determining the future of Costa Mesa. That you're not capable or deserving of the right to decide your future. Vote no on K.